Statutory paternity pay is offered to the father, husband or partner of the mother who is not the biological father or a female partner of the same-sex couple. So it's not just to men. The HMRC form, the SC3, Becoming a Parent, sets out the terms and conditions relating to SPP. And your employee, again, would need to actually complete one of these forms and present it to your payroll department. The father/partner can take 1 or 2 weeks statutory paternity leave, but they must be taken consecutively if they opt for 2 weeks. They can't have 1 week, come back to work, and then go off for another week. And it must be taken in the first 8 weeks of the birth of the baby. Again, they've got certain criteria to meet. They need to be employed for 26 weeks before the qualifying week and earn at least the lower earnings threshold. And the current rate for SPP this tax year is the same as maternity, £139.58. But again, the company for maternity and paternity can actually offer their own company maternity-paternity pay, stroke leave. As long as it is greater than the statutory, the employer can offer an enhanced package. So again, just be aware that it's not always statutory. It's determined by the employer. Before we move on to statutory sick pay, there's one more statutory payment parents are entitled to if they meet with the criteria, and that is adoption pay. However, we're not going to discuss that today. I just wanted you to be aware of there is another statutory payment. So the lovely statutory sick pay. Statutory sick pay has been with us for over 30 years. The government introduced it from April 1983 under the Social Security and Housing Benefit Act of 1982. There have been subsequent amendments, and in particular Statutory Sick Pay Act 1991. These acts have been consolidated into the Social Security Administration Act 1992 and the Social Contributions and Benefit Act 1992. These statutes prescribe the control and the amounts and the rules that employers must adhere to in the payments of the administration of SSP. SSP payments are taxable and nickable. Unlike other statutory payments, we can't recover SSP from the employer's HMRC liability. And again, if the employer's got their own sick pay, as long as it's greater than the amounts paid by the SSP amount, then again the company can offer its own sick policy. And the rate for sick for this current tax year is £88.45. Again, SSP is quite in depth, and there's various rules behind SSP. SSP. So you need to meet that criteria before it becomes payable. So to qualify, there must be a PIW. PIW is an incapacity for work, which means 4 consecutive days off, including Saturdays and Sundays, irrespective of their normal working day. There must be a period of entitlement, which starts at the beginning of the PIW and ends when the employee returns to work or has had the maximum 28 weeks in any PIW or linked series. Days in question must be qualifying days, as SSP is payable only for qualifying days. Qualifying days equals the employee's normal work pattern. Only whole days count as qualifying days. The first 3 days of any sickness period is classed as waiting days, and for these there is no payment. Therefore, if an employee was sick for 5 days, Monday to Friday, SSP payable would only kick in on Thursday in this case, and you'd only receive 2 days SSP for the first week. So let's look at a scenario if an employee was off sick for 5 days and then returned to work on the Monday and then was sick then from the following Tuesday. How much SSP would we need to pay them? So the employee's work pattern is Monday to Friday. The employee was sick all week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are waiting days. Those days are non-payable. So SSP becomes payable on the Thursday. So SSP due is £35.38p. However, he returns to work on the Monday and then goes sick the rest of the week. How much SSP do you think is due now? Because it's linked, because it's within 56 days and 8 weeks when they first went off sick, they don't have to wait another 3 days before they get paid, as long as a PIW is formed, which is 4 consecutive days. I mean, obviously, I've only briefly touched on all these statutory payments. They are a lot more in depth to what I've covered. And there's lots of rules and regulations around them and criteria that employees have to meet. There are other forms of absence that you'll probably be asked to cover through payroll. So you could have holiday pay, paid or unpaid, unpaid leave, unpaid sickness, compassionate leave, parental shared leave, which is linked to maternity and paternity, but we're definitely not touching that today, and jury service. So these are all factors to take in when you're processing somebody's pay.